and rough. I was visiting a dear friend and relative of mine down the road, and she's fascinated by geology. And she took out a big book she'd gotten out of the library and said, "But I don't understand this." This is like not my understanding. I think about it in terms of strata and how it marks the passage of time through generations, and it's to do with generational. I mean, she went into this amazing rap about what geology means to her. Well, years ago, knowing that she loves rocks, I mean, her house has pretty much got a rock on every surface, many rocks. I had given her this rather large and lovely crystal. It's nice because it fits in your hand. I mean, it's a biggie, and it was given to me by a friend. So we were talking about geology, and I said, "Look at, I mean, of course you're tapped into rocks. You've got," and I gestured to this counter or surface that was covered with rocks, and among them was this one. And I said, remember I gave you that years ago." And she said, "Listen, I might not be here next summer. Take it back. Your friend gave it to you, you gave it to me, now I'm giving it back to you, you'll give it to the next guy. It's like pass the precious thing." So it's here, and I do believe it will help us tap in. I never understood, I never bought into the whole crystal thing until recently when I realized, like, we think we know a lot in terms of the limits of stuff as dictated by the science of the day. And it's there be dragons beyond this place. It's that kind of mentality. I won't go over the line of what I know. Well, this helps. It's a different vibration. The other thing I wanted to show you is I have this little, it may fly away. That's interesting. I'm turning it, and it's turning. There's a ladybug atop this tiny crystal ball, and I don't think in a million years you'll be able to see it. Yeah, you can a little bit if I put it against my face. Anyway, I came home and there was a ladybug on the on my crystal ball. Right after my auntie gave me back this crystal. What that's all about, I'm not sure, but it's sort of like past the precious thing. Sort of in contrast to that, I'd written down small talk, which I think has a useful social, we pull it out when we don't have anything else, and it can start the ball rolling in situations where people may not know each other or be shy. You can start with, how long I'm in a place where people come and go. How long are you staying? When did you get up? I mean, these are and they ask me that, and I'm like, I live here. Small talk. I think the danger of small talk is that sometimes it's all people do. It becomes all they do. They can't do big talk or deep talk or telepathic talk, or because they're just skimming the surface where nothing really matters. It's of no consequence. And eventually it starves the connection. It's like if you pick up the phone and it's a mechanical voice saying, whatever. You have reached the wrong number. So, small talk. And conversely, memorably, at least in a few instances, when I'm just too tired to fake it, it really changes the whole, it suddenly is deep talk. And I remembered two particular instances, although every time you go deep, it seems like it happens. On one, a woman I didn't know very well, we were at a cocktail party kind of thing, said, how are you? And I just said, I'm so depressed I can barely see straight. And she said, somebody throw me a line. It's that feeling, just help me, throw me in nautical terms, throw me a line so I don't drown. And we've been best friends ever since. I love her because she, I said something vulnerable and she came back with, I get that, I've been there. And I'll throw you a line by letting you know I understand what you're talking about. The other time, and I'm blanking on it now. Oh yeah, I was at a family reunion. Not of my family, but of my partner. Many siblings this guy has. And I was talking to one of them, and one of my faves, he's like the grumpiest of all these guys. 7 brothers. 2 sisters, 7 brothers. So it's a dynamic. And, and we were both sitting down. Everybody else was up and talking and loud, and like we're just sitting there kind of. And he said, so he knew enough to know that I'm a writer, or at times in my life that's what I'm working on. And so he said, how's the writing going? Like he remembered some, so it wasn't even really small talk. He launched it by sort of saying, I know this matters to you. And I said back, Ted, I'm just trying to get through the day. And his face lit up because that was his experience too. He was sick and he had a lot of, old injuries that he was still, that war wounds that still hurt. And so right away we were on a different level. We were suddenly right there with each other, acknowledging despair and depression. I mean, go figure. It wasn't a long conversation. It was a touching base situation. And I know people I care about a lot who have stopped being able to do anything but small talk. They're just the kings and queens of small talk. Emoji, like I'll text a huge thing and I'll get like back a little thumbs up, and it's like, wow, how can this be? Am I talking too much? Am I wanting deep talk at every turn and exhausting people? But I think you starve a relationship when you stop ever doing deep talk, doing big talk, however you want to put it. Because you lose the muscle. The aperture closes. The throat chakra says, nothing deep is going to come out of my face. So the connection stays. Because if one's going to, it stays, it defaults to the superficial. And the other person will get sick of it by and by. Major Arcana card of the Magician. The power to channel power from the above to the below. See how he's going like this. Like a lightning rod, sort of. And he has all the tools of all the energies. The wand, the sword, the pentacle, the cup. He's holding up the wand, the magic wand, the principle of life itself and creativity and surprise. So he's channeling something from the above to the below. And this is a card of Virgo, air sign. I'm sorry, Virgo, earth sign, and Gemini, air sign. So, it's bringing it through where we can get our hands on it into earth energy, Virgo energy, grounding it. I mean, that's part of what helps him channel this without getting his ass blown off. He's grounded. He, she, they. Major Arcana card. The big energies. And this is almost like, was it Ben Franklin who discovered electricity by going out with the key on the kite and got struck by lightning? This is almost like, you can get struck by the power of the universe channeling through you. So ground yourself when you're trying to manifest. Keep your feet on the ground in a certain way. As above, so below. It's being in alignment with the creative power of the universe. Oh, I love this. Okay. Here we have earth energy, the choice, pentacles energy. Weighing something up. Maybe which matters more. Which is more about growth. I mean, this person is rocking back and forth. Which? It's the decision or the need for a decision. And it might be which way happiness. How do I get into the light? So this person, somebody is manifesting like the option to be transparent, to be happy, to be fully present. It's a card of divine masculine in the sense that it's about action, and the action here is I reveal myself. Leo energy, warm and loving and take you under my wing, and it's a protective energy. Do I choose happiness? And under the Sun card, we have the Death card. It's a card of transformation, Scorpio energy. Something's over, something else begins. Perhaps what's over was the other option. Because in this case, it feels to me like it's really it's either one. You can't have both. You put your time and your investment in one of these potential. It doesn't mean one is necessarily, they're both of value. It's just like, what do I want in my 3D life, Pentacles energy? I want to be open to life, welcoming. Something has to go. The old life. Maybe the other option. Because if one option is happiness, what's the other option? Okay, I saw them in this order, so this is how I'm going to do it. Page of Cups. This is a card of Scorpio of deep feelings associated with a transformation, leaving something behind and entering into a new life. Perhaps a new love. But it's all, and we've gotten this again and again, it's the powerhouse of feelings in this major arcana card of Scorpio. Water energy, feelings energy. And as it comes through in 3D, it's the Dixie cup. It's the sippy cup. Pages can be children, in that sense of not mature. Here I am. Do you want a sip from my sippy cup? But that may be all this person can offer. They may still be undergoing. I mean, this is huge. This is huge. You come out the other side of the death card and you're reborn a child, learning how to love all over again, how to offer love. Pages can be messengers, so somebody may actually send, remember we were talking about text and all that? There might be a little heart emoji or something. King of Wands. Fire energy, fire energy. You could be dealing with a Leo. You could be a Leo. This could all be about you. You're trying to manifest a situation where you can choose happiness. And somebody needs to undergo a major transformation, really to even begin to, in 3D, show their love. But this guy would do it, because he's the do it, he, she, they, the do it energy, the fire energy. The warmth, the happiness, the protector. And this person is, I mean, this is called the dance of change in some ways. Like I'm considering it, I'm going to eventually land in one place or the other. Change, the dance of change. Scorpio energy. All about change. Something ends, something new begins, and it's not a bad thing to pop out. Learning how to love. You know, being a student of, being humble enough to, you know, not be puffed up. King of Wands can be a little puffed up, but in this case, it's sort of like, I've changed. I'm humbling myself. I'm being vulnerable, you know, as much as I dare at this point, because this is new to me, page energy. But I'm doing it. Fire energy. Sun card. It's my happiness. This will, you know, the juice is worth the squeeze. You know, what you get out of this dramatic change and an ending that, you know, always entails a letting go. A shedding of the skin, that's never easy. But it puts this person in a position of being able to begin to offer love. Okay, and I was going to ask why only now, you know, and what was going on before? Tower was going on before. Something in this person's life that was completely disruptive. And I see both of these cards as Scorpio energy. The end, the definitive end of something. You know, boom, can't go back to that. And really because it wasn't big enough. It was too tight a container. You're meant for something more. You know, it's a change. 2 cards of Scorpio. That's in your favor, because Tower is always about making the way for growth. It's blowing up the obstacle. It's blowing up a situation where there's no entry point, no exit point, except out the window. Being blasted out, the universe is saying, I'm getting you out of this. Some situation has definitely closed out for this King of Wands, and it's liberated them. Principally to learn how to love. That water energy, Scorpio twice. Yeah, okay. Oh, on King of Wands, Queen of Wands. The match. And there's something too about, you know, manifesting the two, the dance of change that brings you into some balance. It's a card of balance, you know. It's dynamic balance. It's not fixed. It moves with life changes. It can accept the new thing coming through. And it's the energy it took to manifest this, to magician it, you know. It's almost like, I'm seeing it now as almost like rocking to get momentum. Momentum to step into the light. To reveal oneself. You know, to pull the rabbit out of the hat and to discover, I'm the rabbit. I'm the hat. I'm the guy who does that, waves the wand and does the trick. I'm the one who observes the trick. You know, it's sort of that idea that I'm every character in the book or in the dream or in the tarot deck. Lovers. We've gotten that again and again. It's a card of choice, a card of Gemini, a card of the twins. Magician is a card of Virgo Gemini. Manifesting this kind of relationship. You know, bring it in and ground it in your life, in your Pentacles energy. You know, where you can live it, moment to moment, the dance of change. I mean, you've got here a major arcana card of fire energy, of happiness and warmth and revelation and, you know, joy. And King and Queen of Wands, fire signs. I think they're going to, you know, get their opportunity, perhaps in Leo time, perhaps in Lionsgate, to meet up again. And why do I say again? Well, I think it's because, you know, there was an emotional connection that underwent a dramatic transformation, perhaps a sudden dramatic transformation. And it could have come in the form of an epiphany. It's like, oh my God, you know, I get it now. An epiphany. I get what I feel. I get the shift. I get the new feeling. I get the new feeling. The new feeling, the Page of Cups. The new feeling. That might even be it. Is that it? It's one more on, yeah, okay. This is going to open up perhaps another whole thing. No, that's good. Knight of Cups. So we've matured from Page to Knight and then to a double dose of Scorpio energy. Major Arcana. The card of transformation, twice over. Perhaps in the form of an epiphany about, you know, life rolls. Roll with it, baby. Great Steve Winwood song. Roll with it, baby. It's worth a watch. Knight of Cups, from Page to Knight. You know, this is, here's the young energy, the new thing, the sippy cup, the emoji, the heart emoji or whatever. And then there may be a revelation about, you know, my whole approach to feelings is radically different. The way I did it before was Tower energy, not big enough. It burst at the seams, not big enough. You know, I've grown up some. There's been a maturation process. I'm now love on the move. I'm now going to do something about it. Knights are action takers. Here I go. I'm going to show myself. I think this is divine masculine. Coming into their power as a manifester of connection. They've undergone a major change. I think this is all... I mean, Queen of Wands is the feminine principle. You know, in a way, Queen of Wands is somebody who can make it happen. Highly intuitive. I mean, Magician is holding the wand, and so is she. And so is he. He, she, they. I mean, it could be a same-sex couple. Gender is not a thing in tarot. But whoever this other person is, King of Wands, Queen of Wands, they're your person. They're the one you know, the universe is cooperating with you and saying, yes, you can undergo this change if you stay grounded and open to the, you know, the universal energies that are channeling through you. You can be happy, you can be coupled, but it's going to require, you know, a whole new approach to the business of what's coming in, what's going out. What's coming in. That's on Divine Masculine. And you know, the energies go like this. I mean, I sort of say somebody's the top line, somebody's the bottom line. I don't think that's really true. Sometimes there's like a linear narrative with two distinct characters. Well, I think the two distinct characters are these two. These two. And there's a choice to come together. Somebody's going to actually take action to show their love. And it may be, you know, may not be a heart emoji. It may be an apology. It may even be, you know, here I am in this kind of vulnerability, showing what I didn't show before because I've undergone this kind of transformation. My feelings just busted at the seams. And it was a good thing. It was a liberation. I almost got up to turn the camera off. So it's definitely time. I love you guys. Thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing and commenting and all of that. It means the world to me. And it keeps our connection. I mean, I know that sounds like a line or something, but there's something about energetic exchange. It's this. It goes back and forth. It's not just about money. It's about, you know, acknowledging somebody else in 3D. Energetic exchange. Okay, my friends, it's in my hand. I'll see you next time. And thank you, Bixie. Love you.